Subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel. We are so back. So Joda replaces Calyx on Eternal Fire. This is not the same Joda. This is not Brazilian Joda. A lot of people that watch me, I imagine, are very familiar with maybe Brazilian Joda, so I just want to make that clear. I do think that Calyx was like a little hot or cold for them, but overall I actually felt like he was relatively solid. But I will, like, people that follow this scene specifically far more closely than I do, because I'm just being honest, that I respect in their opinions on how they said this guy's, like, apparently this guy's cracked. Like that's kind of the consensus I've gotten from everybody that's talked about him. That's like, everything I've seen about this guy is he's gonna be insane. Yes, this is the same guy that plays with Dunk, if I'm not mistaken, I think. So I think this is less of a, hey, Calyx, you're bad, please step down, and more of a, hey, man, like, it ain't personal. We're making room for this guy, and this guy's, like, it's major. You got a lot of talent on this roster, from my understanding. I mean, Xanter's, dude, the fact that he's 29 also, it doesn't feel like he's 29. Anyway, I think this is going to be a really sick pickup for Eternal Fire. Like I said, I don't think Calyx was actually really bad for them at all. I just think that if this guy is as good as everybody's talked about him to be, if they can implement him in a way that, you know, he's comfortable, I see absolutely, like, maybe this is what gets EF over that hump. You know what I mean? Like, they were a very dangerous team. They were more than a dark horse last year, is kind of how I'd say. Like, they weren't really playing spoiler. They had legitimate runs where they had real chances to win tournaments. They just fell short. This might elevate them into, like, that. I mean, they're ranked 12th right now, I guess, technically, but maybe this, like, the way I see them is like a top 10 team that's trying to reconfigure so they can battle those top fives on a more consistent basis. You know what I mean? That's how I view them. I think this is really good for them. I think this is a good move. Like I said, it feels weird that Calyx gets removed, but, like, I thought he did actually quite well for them. However, you know, if you got some new young blood on the way up that's, like, playing incredibly good CS, like, you gotta implement them in the roster. It's just how it is. I hope it goes well, man, because they were really fun to watch last season. I'd love to see them make some more runs. Xanter's, if he keeps up that form, and then even Woxic, dude, was finding his form again in, like, crucial moments. This whole Wikidia definitely got nervous at times, which I think is natural. But man, when we saw his ceiling, he's really, really talented. I think you definitely let a player like that just kind of, you know, he's gonna have a bad tournament or two with how young he is. So we'll see. But cool move, cool move. We'll kind of package these up together here a little bit. Next up, we got fnatic is benching bodyy. This was kind of known because it was rumored, and it seems like it's happening. Fear is no longer going to be in passion. You know, part of me is like, dude, I really wish they stuck together, but let's be realistic here, guys. Like, the chances of these guys staying together after the run that they had, it was incredibly low. And it's not meant to insult the organization that they play for, or the team, or their own teammates, but, like, the dreams of these guys, like, the reason they grinded so hard is for this opportunity. And if they're getting offers from, like, an org like fnatic, yes, it's easy to dunk on them and say, oh, it's fnatic, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, it's an established organization that's been around for quite a while, that I think a player like that, you know, this is kind of like the, okay, I've arrived type moment. And minus Maddie's fucking mousepad being an absolute bioweapon, I think this fnatic roster can be good. But I guess good is relative. Like, where do I think they'd actually end up? I mean, I think they could definitely be higher than 26. I think they could be in top 20, pushing like top 15. I like this. I like that. I think this is I'm glad fnatic is going for a serious lineup, and taking a chance on a young IGL like this. I think that's, I mean, what more could you want?